St. Thomas Church was founded around 1698 by a group of farmers in the Whitemarsh Valley, where we are located today. They were a group of folks from different denominations, German Lutherans, Welsh Quakers, Dunkards perhaps, Presbyterians, and members of the Church of England, who gathered in a little log cabin church for worship on Sundays. Sometime around 1698 or earlier, Thomas Clayton started riding out on horseback from Christ Church, Philadelphia, where he was the rector, to lead worship services for them on Sundays. He came out on a road called Church Road that led from Trinity, Oxford, all the way out here to Whitemarsh, and led the congregation in worship. And over time, they decided in 1710 to become members of the Episcopal Church as a result of his faithful ministry and the use of the Book of Common Prayer in worship. In 1710, they built a stone church to replace the log cabin church. And the British eventually occupied that church during the Revolutionary War, used it as a stable, the tower as an observation post. And they brought their cannons inside the church and fired from the windows out on the American troops on the three surrounding hillsides. Hopefully they never managed to hit them. One day in the middle of the night, the Americans evacuated from that area and left in the middle of the night and went out to Valley Forge, where the famous Valley Forge campaign began. Later in the war, the Americans moved back and occupied this hillside and used the church and the hillside for their own shelter and protection. So over the years, we've had people find musket balls and cannonballs on the hillside and all sorts of relics. We're privileged to own 43 acres. We have 9 separate buildings, so it's a little campus up here, and it's a very special and sacred place. Its history actually goes back to the Lenni Lenape Indians, who occupied this ground, and we believe they used it as an ancient burial ground as well. Yes, St. Thomas is very much part of American history during the Revolutionary War, and we have Medal of Honor winners who are buried in our churchyard. We have a 15-acre churchyard or cemetery. And this church has been here for over 3 centuries, and it's as strong today as it's probably been at any time in its 300-plus year history, which is a remarkable thing to say. There are a number of colonial churches in the United States, but few that are this large and this strong. Well, this is a remarkable congregation. It's full of wonderful leaders and wonderful people. So while we have a beautiful campus and a historic campus and a great history and lots of ministries, it's all about the people. It's a fabulous community of folks, and there's always growth and activity and energy here. The problems we face are good challenges. The things that people do here affect the lives of people throughout the region and even sometimes across the country and around the world. Some of our ministries now are international. And we started a ministry called the Bible Challenge that is now spread to over 2,500 churches in more than 40 countries. But some of the outreach ministries are making a big difference in the lives of people living in Honduras and other countries. We've been working with Malawi and the South Sudan as well. It's a thrilling and vital place to be a part of. Well, I think the church has become much deeper spiritually. More and more people are committed to reading the Bible on a regular basis and attending worship, getting involved in a hands-on ministry that makes a difference in the lives of other people. Folks are really well organized and very committed and very generous. The giving here has grown exponentially, and more willing to talk about their faith with other people and reach out to other folks, which I think is important. Mm-hmm. We live in a time and age where people are so tied down to electronic communications, where it's so easy to connect with people or to glean information. But people are feeling more isolated and alone than ever before. And for places like a vital church such as St. Thomas Church to help create community, to help people go on a spiritual journey, to go further along that journey, to welcome them at whatever stage of life they're at and wherever they are on that journey. And knowing that every person's spiritual journey is different. We're all pilgrims on the way, but where we are on that way and the way we're on is different. And so to find a place that creates a sense of safety and security where you can come in and be who you are, ask very basic questions, and not feel shunned because you don't know something or ascribe to something or believe something that others are supposed to believe. But you can go further on that journey and have others to help you along. It's a great thing.